first off, thank you on behalf of Step In Forum for taking part in the Step In Summit this year. You had a very nice keynote, and like you said, it was a little bit different from the purely technical aspects that get covered. So just tell us a little bit about why you chose this topic.
Okay.
And like you had broken it into the 3 levels of people.
Right.
Can you talk a little bit about what are the different aspects which each team has to look at, each level has to look at?
Okay. I think fundamentally, as I started by saying that technology is possibly, yes, while it's tough, it's the easier thing to handle. But if you don't have people with the right mindset, then the best of technology still does not help. And which is where, in my experience and working with teams over the last couple of years, and teams who are undergoing change, organizations who are undergoing change, it just underscored the importance of having the teams realize that how important was the need for a shift in mindset. And the reason why I broke it up into 3 layers is whenever people talk about transformation, they believe that it's something that the senior leadership, executive layers are only responsible for, and they will do transformation to the rest of the organization. And it'll get pushed down. It has to be a two-way street. You have to be transformed. You cannot have transformation happen to you, if I can use such a term, right? So that's where I looked at, and when we looked at our people, and there are 3 distinct patterns which emerge based on what are the kind of roles that people end up playing. I'll talk about the middle managers because I personally work a lot with the middle managers. Most of the middle managers, especially if I look at a services industry, have till now been focused on really trying to manage growth, right? Today, if you see, that is not really critical anymore. Today, it's all about technology. So if you don't know technology, you're really becoming irrelevant. And that is what is scaring a lot of middle managers, that what is the next level for us. So how do we show the value to the teams? Because there's no point in questioning the team, what are you doing? They'll give an answer which they'll possibly not even be able to figure out what the answer is all about. So getting back in touch with technology and really becoming enablers for the teams, that's very critical for the middle managers. But for the team members, as I was earlier telling you as well, that understand that there is nothing which is going to be permanent. You're doing X today, you'll have to do Y tomorrow.
So on that point, right, we hear such a lot about how India has the largest cohort of engineers coming out year on year.
Right.
And on the other side, we also hear that they are not ready for work. They are not ready for the corporate world.
Right.
So what is it that they need to do now in this digital transformation era to ready themselves for this? And what do you think is a fundamental issue which is happening for
them? Sure. So if you look at it, I'll put it in 2 ways. While yes, we have this big number of engineers who are coming out, I think as an industry, we really need to look at what is it that they're learning in school. What they're learning in school, is it still relevant for what is happening in the market? Because some of the people that I talk to, I often get a feeling that they're not relevant, which is where organizations today end up spending a fair degree of time, retraining the people, right? The second thing is in terms of the softer skills and the softer aspect. Couple of ways. One is, and one of the ways which I mentioned is that you need to be able to work in a team. It has to be what today we use a term called high performing team. Now, if you have to build a high performing team, it just doesn't happen by accident. Organizations need to put teams together, make them go through Tuckman's 4 levels of forming, storming, norming, and then performing. If you don't do that, it will not happen. The second thing is, apart from the teamwork, is people still feel very uncomfortable asking questions and saying that no, I disagree. And especially if I look at from a services organization, and most of Indian IT is still in services, right? to tell a client or to tell a product owner that no, I don't agree, or no, I'm not going to be able to do it, which is what is required, because you need to have that kind of transparency. It's very difficult for people to say no. Secondly, a lot of our engineers today, not all engineers are coming from the tier 1 colleges. A lot of them are coming from tier 2, even tier 3 colleges, right? Their ability to speak confidently also, or their inability to speak confidently also stems from the fact that there is a distinct